are in for a shootout. I got you on the chesty, but I don't have you on me yet. So what we're getting ready to do is test out these two rod and reel combos right here, right? Put them head to head, battling it out. So hang on, hang on. Let me put the chesty on. Give me a second. This could get ugly. So, whoa. If you guys remember right, we just did an unboxing today. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't wait any longer. So we've got in the DMX Street Bass $40 rod, and I rigged up with the shaky head, right? But first we have to put it against the champion of shaky head. And if you haven't watched my Maverick video, go back and watch it. We tore up some big bass. That's the exact worm. That's still the worm. Remember I said I just put a new one on? That is still the exact worm, jig, and also we're not going to use that in this battle. We're going to save that. We're going to catch more bass with it. What we have here is this old nasty one that's a true shaky head and a worms, like what you would normally kind of use for shaky head, or possibly even like on a the thing I never throw anymore, the drop shot. I call it like a double shot, the double whammy. Anyway, oh man, look at that. hang on, I gotta retie. That was from all those bass you saw in that video, because this is the Tatula rod. I know, that's P-line original. It could only take so much. It was ready to be redone. It caught that last big bass. I think I did fish it the next day, so it's seen a lot more wear and tear on the line. So anyway, hang on. Let me retie, and you can kind of see the knot I use, and this is why I use it. I can kind of do it in a pinch, in a hurry. Could probably do it blindfolded, right? I'm not even gonna worry about cutting that off, so actually I better. That is a horrible cut with my teeth. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just see how well our favorite shaky head combo can do it. The Tatula, it's not necessarily the reel, but I do like the lingle best on this. Even better than the Zillion probably. And the DMX also has a joker on it, which is basically the same reel, same pound line, leaders, all that. So across the street, if you guys remember, the middle of the street 60 feet, across is like 70 feet. So this shaky head, all right, just across the street, so about 70 feet. Let me try one more cast. I kind of threw down. And so that's pretty good. If you remember, you can go way back when we did other little shootouts and stuff. Okay, just into the grass, barely. So like 70, 71, 72 feet. And that is a good distance for these, because if you guys remember me talking about these forever, kind of the reason I even got into finesse, or what is now called BFS, is these are actually hard to cast with regular bass gear, right? Okay, so we're gonna switch. And not that I really intended this DMX rod for this, but that was a kind of a thing I wanted to see if it could throw, you know, medium, light. And I'm going to show you, I should have showed you, I'll show you real quick. See the, hopefully you can make that out. I'll try to hold this rod without moving it. See how that bend is? It's pretty, what I call extra fast, really. Some of you guys may only call that fast, but that's pretty fast. And when I see rods that do that, the first thing that comes to my mind is like bottom stuff where you're wanting like a bigger straight hook type hook set kind of deal. A rod that, and you can actually use any rod for anything you really want. It's all a matter of personal preference, but some lend themselves better to other stuff. So we got this baby all rigged up. Let's see what it'll do. Okay, so right there, same thing. So I think we may have been a foot more. Let me get one more cast. Foot more with the Tatula. So let me try one more. Okay, so we hit the edge, like the curb on the other side, but not the grass. So we're maybe getting 1 foot more with the Tatula. But before I get way ahead of myself, let me check the brakes. And the brakes are almost identical. If anything, I would say that the Joker, which is the green one we've got on the DMX, is actually a touch lighter. I've got the Tatula, I believe, on one with the Tatula is actually one notch tighter, I think. So let me hang on. It's not backlashing, so it doesn't need to be any tighter. Well, I cast way too hard that time. So it does feel good. That was me, like, just overboard. So what we have to do now is we just have to get out and fish it. In all honesty, I was ready to just tell Charles, like, hey, you want to buy this one too, you know, because I didn't know if I'd like it. But just in its ability to cast that shaky head, because it feels like too stiff of a rod, like it wouldn't cast that light of a bait. Yeah, right there, 70, probably right at 70 feet, and we're probably getting 71 with the Tatula, which is an awesome rod for this. That's a 16th ounce VMC shaky head with that worms that stretches. These are not the easiest thing in the world to get 70 feet. I'm just telling you that right now. And this rod, of course, it took a BFS, you know, the Lingles, which are very good reels. So let me show you this flex on this one just so you can get a comparison. See how quick the Tatula is. A crazy flex, and it is a lighter rod. Like, this is a lighter, you know, I'm feeling it in hand. This is definitely heavier. It's that 3-piece, a little stiffer, if you guys can compare the, you know, really no comparison. But this is a $38 rod, and what was originally, I believe, around a $100 rod, the Tatula. I put this handle on it, and I did balance it, so it actually, it's still a lighter rod, but it is a balanced rod. So will I trade my Tatula for one of these? No, absolutely not. Tatula is still going to be my main weapon of choice for those shaky heads. But for a $38, $40 option for you guys that are wanting something that can't, because you can't really find those Tatulas anymore, like that one anyway. This may be right up there, and we're gonna get out and fish it with the shaky head, possibly with the zinkers, and then also some other stuff, and we'll try it. You know, we're gonna throw chatterbait. You know me, I throw chatterbait on every one of my rods just to see how they feel. So, hang on, it's starting to sprinkle. Let's see, what can we see? Just to get another one. So, yeah, it's hitting about the same spot right across the street, around 70 foot, pretty much every cast. There's no backlashing from the, you know, me trying to force it kind of feel. It's, and I don't know how much weight it took, but if I add all that weight, it definitely feels heavier, but it feels balanced. The problem with balancing one of these and leaving this is, like, I don't know where you do that at, other than maybe pop. Well, actually, I think that would pop right off, and I could glue some weight inside that if I really wanted to, if I really like this rod. So I just thought I'd get a quick video out there for you guys that had seen the unboxing I just did tonight and wanted to get an idea of what I thought of it. And honestly, better. And then I can't do it right here. Well, I guess I could. Let me try to show you the flex. Watch me break it. Hang on. I'm gonna try to show you guys the flex of the rod under a load. Hang on. I gotta find the place for it to stick. Okay, so I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Watch Charlie break his rod. I'm gonna try to show you guys. I was checking it. Let me get it out there where you guys can see it. Hang on, let me turn. So you see, like, when I'm loading it up, how it's got the arc is kind of straight. Some of these rods you got to watch where they're 2 or 3 piece. The next section is like way underpowered, or actually sometimes could be overpowered to where there's not an even bend. And if I see that in a rod, myself, my personal preference, I don't like that. If I see that, I'm like, nope, I don't like that rod. This rod is totally even. Like, it's got, even though it's kind of an extra fast tip under a heavy load, like fighting a fish in, it's what I guess that you could call it like a balanced thing, which actually is very good. For me anyway. I like that. Once I saw that, because what happened was when I first started casting out here practicing, I cast across the street and it hung up and I was pulling on it. And so I just checked and I flexed that, and it actually, that part impressed me too. I was like, wow, that actually, because I was pulling pretty hard. I was about ready to think the 10 pound was going to break. And the rod loaded up, and I'm like, that actually, I like that. I didn't think it would do that with the 3-piece. Figured it'd have some weird, funky looking bend to it once you put it under load. So far, other than just the shear, it is a heavier rod than what I'm used to, which is, trust me, lightweight rods. If you guys remember, I sold my NRX rods, those $500 G Loomis NRX rods. They were the heaviest rods I owned. So I would put this probably a touch heavier than those, but probably as light or lighter than most of that stuff you'll go get, you know, from your local, what was I trying to say? From your local tackle store. But I was trying to say, if I should say Cabela's, Bass Pro, or wherever you may go. A lot of those 7-foot rods will typically end up feeling very heavy to you, especially all day long fishing. So although I call this probably the heaviest thing, it's probably right there with the 13 fishing rod, maybe even a touch heavier than it. Like I said, I don't have my scale though to tell, but stay tuned. If I was on a budget, this rod for sure would be, you know, and looking for a bigger rod, like to throw those chatterbaits, shaky heads, stuff on that higher end, which I call it power BFS type stuff. You know, you put a Lingle, Dark Wolf Ultra, Black Knight 2, something like that on this rod, and get out there and get the job done. Now, if you're looking for something lighter, then this medium light would not go, it wouldn't go real low. Like I would say, and none of your medium lights will. None of your medium lights go very low. You want a light rod if you're going to go too light in weight. Medium lights are almost out of the spectrum of BFS. The only way, like I even consider BFS, is when I throw the power word in front of it. Because we're throwing kind of what I got into BFS or finesse stuff originally for, but nowadays some of your just regular gear, you know, like the SV boost spools, some of these littler MGL, there are some reels capable with the right rod to do this, but with this one, this rod, you probably need a BFS reel like I have here with the Lingle. I don't know. The SV Boost might be able to do it and still get across there, but that's a good, about as good as any of my combos I've had to date for getting that shaky head out there. So anyway, hopefully you liked the video. Let me get this thing off. So hopefully you liked that video. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Whatever you do, make sure you have fun doing it. I'm gonna go take a shower because I stink. Get out of here, go bass and bonsai, boys and girls, and anybody else that's not a boy or a girl.